All right, good morning. So today, let's talk about parasites, right? Parasites are like viruses, like bacteria. They want to attack and infest the host, and that's how they take over. So your family's beliefs and the characteristics of your family are, in fact, your family's immune system. So when virus, bacteria, parasite want to attack and succeed and then replicate or propagate themselves within the host, within you and your kids, they have to either twist your immune system against itself or against you, really, or they have to have a way to avoid detection until it's too late. So in other words, they have to get through a hole, if you will, in your defenses. Now, that could be a vitamin D3 deficiency, or it could be a vitamin A deficiency, or whatever the case is. So having your immune system up, your defenses up, helps to fight off viruses, bacteria, and parasites. Okay. Now, those bugs, if you will, are your enemy because their intention is to harm you in order to help themselves. Okay. So your enemy wants to, well, manipulate you. They want to twist you. And therefore, the parasites that are after your kids and after your family and after your family's beliefs and your cultural values are trying to therefore attack, manipulate, and twist your identity, your kids' identities, and the things that you and they stand for. Okay. Now, our identity is made up again of our emotional energy, our intellect, our data processing, and our decision making. And it's all wrapped around by our personal boundary. So if you consider your personal boundary to be your defenses, or if you will, your immune system, then the stronger your personal boundary, the stronger your immune system, the more resilient you are against these kind of attacks. Your identity, therefore, for a normal, healthy, psychologically well person, a person who has well-being and confidence and is well balanced in experience and also in education, and all of these good things that make up your psychology, your positive, normal, healthy psychology, never go into the shoulda, woulda, coulda. In particular, should. Whenever someone goes into this should be this way, these people should be this way, this thing should be different. As soon as you add the word should to something, you are quite literally suffering because you're not looking at reality. You're not looking at the way things actually are. And as soon as you are suffering in that way, let us simply say that misery loves company. And so when someone is suffering, what do? They go tell other people, well, you're spreading that negativity, that negative energy, and that's creating stress for other people. And stress, when it penetrates your personal boundary, therefore attacks your resources, like, as again, I said, your energy, your intellect, and your decisions. So parasites want to replicate themselves in their host. It's an interesting thing. G6PD stands for glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase. G6PD is a deficiency in the body, and it causes the blood to hemolyze or break down. Okay. So when the blood is breaking down from things containing sulfurs, as an example, you can get anemia. But it's an interesting thing that people who have a G6PD deficiency actually have a positive effect from the deficiency in that it helps them to resist malaria. So it's interesting, right? You've got this deficiency from an enzyme, G6PD, in the blood. And by the way, it's genetic. So it typically is manifests itself or shows itself in men, although women can have it sometimes, and women can also be carriers. So this deficiency is very, very common in West Africa. Now, in the United States, with the generous application of DDT, malaria is no longer endemic. Could there be a case of malaria? Perhaps. I mean, we're a little bit more focused on things like Zika and dengue fever and things like that that have come up from Central and South America. However, malaria itself, which used to be endemic in the southern part of the United States, where it was hotter and moister and there was more humidity and more standing water and things like that, malaria used to be a real problem. Malaria is no longer a real problem in the United States, and yet this parasite still lives. The Navy's been doing research and funding different things about that. Different people have been doing research for decades on how to defeat the mosquitoes that carry it and the parasite itself. Now, you have to have a host with a deficiency in order for a parasite to survive. Well, the parasites in our culture right now are wokeism, Marxism, Maoism, progressivism, leftism. That's the parasite that is attacking us, that's attacking our families, and it's coming at us in a variety of ways. So it's attacking us through our kids in the school systems. It's attacking us on our jobs. It's attacking us through entertainment. This parasite is trying to infect you, okay? And when it infects you, what ends up happening is it attacks your identity or your kid's identity. The way that it does that is, again, if you look at the three elements of our identity, it's our emotional intelligence, our intellect, our data processing, and our decision making. Okay. So why do you think that they would be pushing so hard on transing kids and making a permanent decision? A permanent decision. You cannot reverse it when you take puberty blockers and you cut off breasts and you do a variety of different things. You are destroying, you're making a permanent decision for a temporary mental condition or psychology. Okay? Well, why do you think they're doing it that way? Why are they going after the kids? Because the kids don't yet have the intellectual capacity and the data. They don't have the education and the experience to be able to know the difference and fight against it. That's why they're going after them that young. Because if they can do that, they can destroy them. Now, why do you think they're going after the kids for, let's say, whiteness? Or why are they pitting Hispanics against blacks? Why is that? Why are they picking on Asians who are doing exceptionally well in school and should get into better schools? Why are they breaking people apart based on ethnicity and a whole host of other things? Because the emotional energy that they're attacking is beating these kids down or beating you down through the news or whatever else. There's a lot more that connects us and unites us than divides us. What about if you can attack someone's decision making by making them push an agenda that is in fact shaming them if they don't do something? Okay, you're shaming someone into making a destructive decision or a negative or indecisive decision instead of a constructive positive decision. So the reason they're going after these three things is because it attacks your identity and your kid's identity. So what do they basically want to do? They want to control you. They want to manipulate you. They want to twist you. They want to divide and conquer. Now, basically, there are, right off the top of my head, five things, 5 simple things that we can do. Number one, focus like a laser on building up your kid's identity. Work on yourself, work on your wife or your husband, support each other, support your kids. Build up their emotional energy. I tell my kids every single day, multiple times in a day, I love them and I'm proud of them. I tell them that even when they mess up, I tell them, look, I'm not excited or I'm not happy with the decision you made, but I'm proud of whatever things they're doing well. Okay. Number two, dads and moms, you need to voice your opinions. You need to be heard and you need to be loud when it comes to the teachers, the staff, school administrations, and defending your kids. You have to push back vociferously, loudly, in their face, not physical confrontation, but don't let them stop. You need to get in their face and tell them you're watching and call out their mess when they do wrong and support them when they do right. Number three, you must push back on your job. But the way you have to push back is using the exact same tactics that they used against you to force you into doing things you don't agree with, don't believe in. So, for example, learn and understand about religious discrimination. Learn and understand about discrimination of gender or ethnicity. Okay, if you are being told that you have to do a certain thing and you happen to be white, push back and say, why are you discriminating against me for being white? HR departments do not like that word. Legal departments do not like that word. Use it against them. Okay. Number four, rather. You must vote with your dollars. Plain and simple. Nikes are not that important and they're not that much better of any particular shoe. Disney is not that important and it's not that much better of a media company. In fact, they're really, really disgusting. Okay. So block them, hit them where the money hurts. All right. Straight in their wallet. Go to your TV and put a parental block on all of the channels that Disney owns, all of the channels that you don't support and you don't agree with. Put a parental block on and forget the password. Okay. Intentionally create some random number you would never remember. Okay. Now, the reason why is because that's just one more out of hundreds of thousands of households that are not watching those channels. But now it can't even be turned on. Nielsen finds out about that stuff. And when they find out about it, the rating for those companies' channels goes down and their advertising revenue goes down. So you're literally hitting them in their wallet. Okay. And number five, you've got to organize and you've got to vote against your enemy. These guys are parasites. They want to hurt you. Malaria is the enemy of the human body. Okay? What we just went through for the last 2 years should absolutely tell you that viruses and bacteria, don't be a germaphobe. I mean, build up your immune system. Fight against this stuff. Okay. Fighting against it increases your immune system, but absolutely recognize these vectors, these things that want to kill you in order to survive and propagate themselves, absolutely 100% are your enemy. They are. It's not an adversary. It's not an adversarial relationship. No, it's not a relationship. You're my enemy. Your beliefs are against me, my family. You are against this nation. Okay. You want to see it torn down and made into something it was never intended to be. That makes you wrong. And truth is truth. So just remember the law of the parasite. I'm trying to be a little funny here. It's a bad dad joke maybe, but the law of the parasite is leftists don't have kids. They have your kids. All right. Let me bless you and send you on your way. Father, thank you for all of the moms and dads and kids that listen and watch these podcasts. Lord, I bless them and I give them strength. I ask that you would reinforce them, that you would undergird them, you would lift them up, that you would unite them even stronger and help them to find other families that lock together and work together in their communities to build them up so we can take back our country and our nation and this whole planet. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, God bless you guys. Take care. Catch you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.